Hello, everyone. This is Patrick Durkin, the founder of the Wellness Enterprise and creator of Water Magic 101. I am here today with Dana Engdahl, who has a very special story to tell about structured water. So we thought we would create a video together and give you the opportunity to hear about Dana's story in the hopes that it would make a difference for you. So without further ado, Dana, tell us a little bit about what you've experienced with your health.
Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate the opportunity. We've been talking, and as you know, in December of 2012, I was married to my husband, Tom, and we went away on a honeymoon to beautiful island of Maui, where I noticed that I had a dimple in my right breast. So when I came home, I wasn't really alarmed, but I called my doctor and went to see her, and in 2013 was diagnosed with lobular carcinoma, or advanced breast cancer. And up to that point, it was interesting. I hadn't broken a bone, sprained a finger, stubbed a toe, and so I had kind of no preparation for what my response to this diagnosis would be. But interestingly enough, my first response was, how can I help myself? How can I do this? Cure myself without chemo or radiation? Is this possible? And unfortunately, my cancer was stage 3, and so I was scared not to do the traditional medicine path, but I chose to receive care in the state of Arizona at a facility that did both Western medicine and alternative medicine side by side. So that was my odyssey in 2013 and half of 2014. I went through 5 surgeries and chemo and radiation, and when all of that was done, I was just left depleted of all energy. So I had to sell my business. I was a business owner. I just couldn't function and in that atmosphere anymore. So I sold it, and I rested, and I rested and I rested until I became restless to feel good again. And I got online just to look for natural ways for me to bring my energy back. And I found your website, and I don't believe it was a coincidence, because I found it almost immediately and started learning about structured water and about what it could do for energy and vitality. And so I ordered the product because it is my health after all. And within 2 weeks, the change in my energy level was noticeable. So I went from couch potato, no energy, probably borderline depression, just because I wasn't myself, to I feel I'm probably at 80% energy. Now, able to function during the day, start a new business, working out a little bit, and I have your filter and the structured water program to thank for that. It has literally brought me back to life.
So how many weeks ago was it that you were essentially on the couch, sitting without much energy?
I was probably a month ago now.
And just so we really get the picture of it, Dana, tell us a little bit about how you felt on those days. I mean, we're not going to focus on that part, but a lot of people out there might be having some feelings of upset themselves, some discordant experiences that they're going through, and if they can hear your story, maybe they can hear something for themselves in it.
And okay, Patrick, can you still see me?
Yep. It looks like we're clear. Yep.
Okay. And so I had lost you for a moment. So if you don't mind, just ask me that question again.
Sure. Just tell us what it was like 4 weeks ago. Like, how did you feel? And just give us a little bit of that picture so that others might recognize some of the experiences you were having. It might be things they're going through themselves.
So I was completely without any energy whatsoever. I mean, lethargic. If I had a day where I would have somewhat of a normal rhythm to it, doing things around the house, running an errand, putting dinner on, it wiped me out for the next day. So I found that the more I just rested, the more I think I was falling into a depression as well. And that was quite alarming to me. I'm a really, happy person. I'd never really, even through cancer treatment, experienced any sort of depression before. And having gone through chemo, I knew that I didn't want to take or ingest medicine for that, or medicine to bring my energy level back up, because just resting wasn't the answer. So I, like I said, I found your product and bought it, and literally 2 weeks into it, well, almost immediately, I could just feel that it was almost like an awakening. I was coming alive. And day by day had more and more energy. My joy was returning to me. And I was so thankful that I just felt compelled and do feel compelled to share this with as many people as possible. It's such a natural healing. Who knew? Water. It's just so elementary that I felt like more people absolutely need to know about this.
That's great. Well, I think that there's something important to distinguish here, which is the word filter and the words energy device, because I don't call our devices what we sell at thewellnessenterprise.com, which if you want to learn more, you can go to thewellnessenterprise.com/waterfan. We sell these structured water devices, and they use vortex technology and sacred geometry to change the energy of water. And so a filter is something people typically think of with traditional filtration technology. It's something that adds or removes something from water. With our technology, we're simply pouring the water through the double vortex and over the resonance of, or the shapes of sacred geometry, and that brings the resonance of creation into the water. And one of the things that you're specifically experiencing, Dana, is the energy of yourself has picked up since you started drinking this. And what's happening is that as the water passes through the structuring device, the energy of the water is altered. In fact, we measure it using gas discharge visualization, and we've seen up to 83% increases in the energy of water simply from one pass through our portable devices. We have lots of other devices too, but just going through the portable device has produced up to an 83% increase. And why that matters, this is some of the science that's behind what you've been experiencing, and maybe some of the things that you haven't necessarily known. You just know you feel good, which we're of course happy about.
Right.
But right? Is feeling good is what it's all about. But what's happening underneath is that when you drink water, and more than drink water, immerse yourself in water, when you use it in every area of your life, whether it's bathing, showering, for your plants, cooking, etc., with water that's been energized, we've seen in tests that we've done, simply by giving people one glass of structured water for the first time, a minimum for everyone, minimum increase of 10% in their energy field. So think about that for a minute. If we know scientifically that your energy field is expanding from drinking structured water. Do you think that might be part of what's behind you feeling so good?
Oh, absolutely. And I know from the first day I felt my energy begin to increase.
That's great. Well, it's a common experience. A lot of people take one sip, have one glass, one experience with structured water, and they feel it. And there are also people that don't experience it as dramatically and quickly, and it just takes more time. We know from live blood cell analysis that everybody's cells that we've tested, every single person, has experienced a meaningful and impactful change in their cellular vitality practically immediately, within hours and certainly within days of drinking structured water. We just don't know whether the person is going to feel sensitive enough to discern that on their own, or whether they're going to rely on the scientific equipment to show them the measures of it.
I think because I was so depleted that I was able to feel it right away. At the same time, I want you to talk about the Water 101 program, because that was also useful for me in understanding, and I think, I don't know if is the right word, but understanding what was happening, and thereby, I guess, allowing it or blessing that to my body.
Great. Well, we've created something at the Wellness Enterprise called Water Magic 101. And when people purchase a structured water device, like you did, from us, we offer as a bonus with the purchase our course. And the course consists of support to support you in immersing yourself in the water. We don't want you just to order a structured water device and think that if you just have it by itself and leave it sitting over on some cabinet, it's going to make a big difference for you. It may make an impact, but what we want is the full picture. We want as much impact as possible. And so we created Water Magic 101 to support people to expand their awareness of water as energy, of water having memory, of water being a consciousness that supports us in life. And what we found is that when we combine the educational piece, the remembering together of this, what some would call miraculous properties of water, simultaneously with immersing oneself in it physically, right, drinking in it, showering in it,
right,
gardening with it, etc. When we do all of that together, we get much stronger results. So you're saying that the Water Magic had an impact on your thinking about water, I think?
It did, because I bought your the structured water device and began using it, and noticed a difference. But along with that, like I said, came 101, and it was a program that I look forward to every day, because it just walked me through what this whole process, immersion of water. And I appreciated it, because I'm just one of these people that needs to know what's happening and why is this, and then to just visit with it every day really helped me to develop the habit of drinking the amount of water I'm supposed to every day. Not drink it, I have to drink water, but drink it, this is my life source. I want to drink this water, and I feel blessed drinking this water.
Do you think in...
so for me, it was crucial.
Yeah, that's great. Do you think in experiencing the course that your beliefs changed about water? And what would you say, if so, you might point out as a difference that you're experiencing now?
Oh, absolutely, my beliefs changed about water. I think we know that we need water, but at least for me personally, I wasn't as oh, I don't know what the word is. I wasn't in tune daily to how much water I was drinking, or even why I was drinking water, and in fact relied on getting it probably from other sources. Even though you can't live without water, I just wasn't intentional about it and didn't have the belief system that it was a life source. And so going through the Water 101 helped me to understand just how easy and how simple, but how vital structured water is for optimum health. I've done a complete paradigm shift.
That's great, Dana. It's wonderful that you've experienced that and that you get to tell your story to other people. And one of the things that I've noticed when I'm remembering how something works in life is that there's a level of understanding when I hear the idea and I feel the resonance within me. Like, it's very common these days to have people say something about water being really important inside the human body. But that's not the same as understanding water as a life source, to use the word that you're using. And when we understand it as a life source, when we have the internal experience, both in our thoughts and in our cellular vitality, the energy in our bodies, when we know something at that level, then it's completely different. Then it just becomes natural to express our lives with a passion and excitement about that, because we know it and nothing that's going on in the external world is going to change that. So it sounds like that's what you've gotten to.
Oh, absolutely. You said two things, that it's natural, and so it is natural for me now, and it's a passion as well. So those were good words. I have a question for you. Has anybody come or experienced any negative side effects from this? I certainly haven't.
There is one flavor of side effects, if you will, that I would label discordant, and that is that sometimes we are in a state of desiring something in our lives, and we're resisting the solutions that are in front of us. So perhaps we are in a, you know what, we talked a little bit before this recorded discussion, and you told me that you were in financial services, just like I used to be.
Right.
And, sometimes people will stay in financial services because the money's good. And we'll think that all the rest of it is supporting us, and we'll stay there justifying to ourselves parts that we don't really want to see. Well, when you immerse yourself in structured water, you're immersing yourself in creation energy. And creation energy isn't really focused on your discomfort or what you might label in the short term as something you don't want to do. It's focused on you living the life that you were born to live. And so if there's an upsetting circumstance that happens for some people, it's when they're resisting what they're supposed to be doing with their lives. When they start immersing in structured water, that pain, those circumstances tend to become a bit more acute, and those tend to be the people who say, I didn't feel it on my first sip. I don't know what you're saying about people feeling it in a day or in 2 weeks. Who is this woman, Dana, and how has she gotten her energy back from cancer? Because I don't feel it. And then what I've found, because I've spoken to thousands of people like that, is those that are reporting those type of experiences, they're either in work or relationships that they absolutely know they're supposed to change, and they're refusing to do so. And so other than that, the impact on people has been really tremendous.
Patrick, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I believe I have been through cancer and what I've been through because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, living the life I was supposed to live. And so I call it being sifted. So I got sifted, and I was working in the financial industry field. Loved it when I started out in 1984, but continued on because it was lucrative. So it may be that I just, well, I know it, I felt the impact so imminently on the first days because I have moved into my calling and into the work that I was put on this earth to do. So thank you for sharing that.
You bet. And so the question that I had for you related to that, and it's a little off the topic of water, but I think it's really important for people. Why do you think you got sick, and how has that impacted your life?
I got sick because I was in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in, a previous marriage, with a husband who just, it just wasn't a good relationship. But in the belief, for better or worse, sicker or poorer, I stayed in it longer than I should have. And then on top of that, I stayed in my profession in the financial services industry, not because I still had a passion for it, but because it was lucrative. So I think I got sick to begin with because I was in a wrong relationship, and then it continued because in work that was the wrong relationship as well.
And it seems to me from what I've learned about you, Dana, that you've really shifted through this experience. And so now that you have released those two things, it sounds like you have a new marriage.
I'm in a new marriage.
And now you're creating a new career. And so what does it feel like to be creating a new career that's aligned with who you are today?
Well, it feels so natural and easy, not in the sense of it being easy to start a new career, but faith that this is the path I'm supposed to be on. It's exciting, it's invigorating. I wake up every morning, jump out of bed now because I can, and am looking forward to helping other people through emotion code, body code, through this water 101, through the water system. And I'm in a position now, a better position than I've ever been in my life, and looking forward, if you will, to paying it forward and helping other people.
That's pretty fantastic. I had the experience of being sick myself for 7 years, and as one who's been there and suffered with pain day in and day out, I can honestly say, knowing a place of oneness where you and I are one, and that we're now living different lives than we were before we became sick, I'm glad that both of us had the experience of being sick so that we can have the experience on the other side of being more aligned with really embodying who we're meant to be here in this.
Right. Kindred spirits.
And what else would you like to ask about or talk about that would, do you think would support people in understanding the role of structured water in your finding your vitality again, and anything else that you want to bring forth about the water?
I would just like them to explore more about it, and maybe you can share that link again and encourage them to look into this. I mean, it's not a prescription, it's not surgery, it's not a doctor's visit, it's simply water. And I would just encourage them to learn more about it and ask you for that link again.
Well, that's easy to do. The link is thewellnessenterprise.com. That's 3 words together, the wellness wellnessenterprise.com/waterfan. And let me ask you, Dana, since you recently purchased the device, tell people about some of why you bought it from how the product functions and what it costs, and any replacement parts or maintenance and those type of things.
Well, I bought it, one, because my health is everything to me. Once you've almost lost it, it's everything. And I had previously been in a situation of taking so many prescriptions and not necessarily prescriptions, but supplements to try to bring my energy back. This device is, I started with the under faucet device and with the portable device, so I could have my structured water anywhere. And those two devices together were less expensive than 6 months of my supplements. So that was paramount to me. And the fact that it was a one-time purchase, no, you don't have to keep purchasing, unlike the supplements, I don't have to keep purchasing, parts month after month, was imperative as well. And what struck me, it was just so simple, it's water. So those were probably my three driving reasons for moving ahead and purchasing my structured water devices.
That's great. Well, I'm with you there. I used to have a pile of pills on my kitchen counter that I could put my arms around like this, and I'd take 3 of this one and 5 of this one a couple times a day, and I was spending hundreds of dollars a month. And maybe during certain months I'd wean it down to only $100 or $150, but it was really expensive. And I take a supplement every couple of weeks. Yesterday I had a hard time with food, and I had kind of a rough night, and it happens sometimes. And today I was feeling a little bit depleted, so I took 3 trace mineral pills. Like, I knew I needed a little bit of extra minerals in my body, and that's it. That's versus I think at times I was having 50 to 75 pills a day. And the structured water devices last forever. In fact, they come with a lifetime warranty. They don't have any replacement parts. They don't have any maintenance costs. They're just durable and effective and long-lasting. So I think those are features that a lot of people gravitate to. And of course, when we back that also with the money-back guarantee so that they can experience it for themselves, that just makes it all the easier. So I think the reasons that you got your devices were great and shared by a lot of people. Is there anything else that you'd like to ask about or bring forth about the water?
Boy, the only thing I could bring forth is if you're out there and you're looking for a way to increase your energy, your vitality, your health, please look into this. Look into emotion code and body code with me as well.
That's great. Well, Dana, thanks for sharing your story today. We'll have a wonderful video to share with people who visit your site, and it'll be on YouTube for others as well. And for me, to all of you that took the time to listen to this far in our video, I'm Patrick Durkin from the Wellness Enterprise, and I thank you for your interest in structured water. If there's anything that we can do to serve you by educating you or providing devices, we are here for you, and we'd love to hear from you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up now. Thanks for being with us, everybody.